Yo, 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 what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is D Train here. This should be pretty quick. I don't know how quick. Hopefully, it can be quick. But yeah, I've been looking up these comments on s holes, and in the process, I'm seeing a lot about Dick Durbin's history. So the video is Dick Durbin thinks we're stupid and the perfect replacement for Hatch of Utah. Now, here's why I say he thinks we're stupid. Here is this is like the perfect this is the perfect clip of Dick Durbin in the past. I wish I knew the guy the person who posted this. Basically, he put it on repeat, and that's a great I guess approach to this, because once you hear people say it over and over and over again, and then they blame somebody else for saying the same exact thing, and you see them saying the same exact words, and then later on they try to be disingenuous and say, hey, he's reminding people of racism. Then it kind of I learned a new term this year. It's called intellectually dishonest. I heard Rand Paul say it. So let's watch this. This is good stuff here.
Would be subject to tough criminal penalties for fraud. The DREAM Act would not allow what is known as chain migration. In fact, DREAM Act students would have very limited ability to sponsor their family members for legal status. Would be subject to tough criminal penalties for fraud. The DREAM Act would not allow what is known as chain migration. In fact, DREAM Act students would have very limited ability to sponsor their family members for legal status. Would be subject to tough criminal penalties for fraud. The DREAM Act would not allow what is known as chain migration. In fact, DREAM Act students would have very limited ability to sponsor their family members for legal status.
Okay, so there you heard him say chain migration, and then he went on these shows on these interviews saying how using the term chain migration over and over again is like calling people is reminding black people, and you look at the guy, he's got those innocent droopy eyes. He looks like a guy that you could just trust, and then you see it point blank in your face, boom, lie. you know Disingenuity, I think. If I can make up a word, that's it. Disingenuity. I Hey, it's probably out there already, but I feel like I made it up, so it's my word now. Intellectual dishonesty. How about that one? I made that one up too. Quote D Train, Oxford Dictionary, Pooyah or Booyah. And that's bunk. It's a bunch of bunk, basically. Disingenuity and what did I just say? Intellectual dishonesty is basically bunk. And that's all this dude is talking is bunk. So you can't really trust his word. And you got multiple people saying that they didn't hear the president say that, or that it was characterized. I don't know. I'd like to see the tape. Roll the tape. Shit. Somebody got some tape somewhere. Somebody always got some tape somewhere. Something. And that leads me to my next thing. You got all these people in Congress, saying, it's going to be their last hurrah. Orrin Hatch, got a few other ones out there. Orrin Hatch, I'm bringing him up because I feel like, it's tough because you look at Orrin Hatch, he's older, and, and you got to feel for my man Jason Chaffetz, dude. That's my replacement for Orrin Hatch. I'm dropping that right now. But I can understand somebody that's young like Jason Chaffetz saying, you know what, why do I want to waste my time on all these hoo-has in Congress, and and retire as a old man like Orrin Hatch, just worn down from the whole process. It wears on you. He was one of the main guys up there with Trey Gowdy. Now Trey Gowdy sounds like he's out of the oversight committee now. He's stepping down from that. So you got to wonder what's going on behind the scenes. I'm drafting Chaffetz as the next senator in out of Utah. Never mind all that what they trying to push with what's the dude, Mitt Romney. I'm not buying that. So you know I don't know. So let's see if we can get. I don't know. Look, he can set his own term limits for himself. If he wants term limits, he can set term limits on himself. Let's say I give it 2 terms, 1 term. By that time, President Trump, is probably going to be on his way out, you know, in his second term. And, I think he's going to, get a second term from all the good stuff that's going on with the economy. I think he's going to achieve, because it just looks like Durbin is trying to, and other people. I mean, I'm looking at Lindsey Graham, and I keep going back to Lindsey Graham. I'm sorry, I keep going back to Lindsey Graham. He's looking for a sound bite, and he's like, "You, Mr. President, you have to close the deal." You see how cool Trump was when he responded. He was like, "He's right." He just focused on the positive things that he said about him. That's what he did, and that was smooth. And he didn't blink. He just stood there, listened, boom. Then he like came back, says, "You're right. I'm getting flack on both sides. I take heat. In a way, I like heat." And a few days before that, I sent out a tweet that I did a little Photoshop. Said, just when you think you got him, I basically, the before picture was now, and the after picture was about 20 years ago when he was younger. After you start giving him heat, it's almost like he jumps into gear. The best thing his opposition could do to him is don't say anything. Don't give him any fuel to beat him up, because that's all that's happening. Anyway, Dick Durbin, he has a history of lying, and I hope Jason Chaffetz can get it to a place where he's like, you know what, I enjoyed my time with my family, but looks like we can get a lot done if we have somebody strong in the Senate. All right, that's my time. I don't know how much time that was, but thank y'all for tuning in. Let me check in here, see if I got it. Yeah, go ahead and like the video if you can. I appreciate that like. I appreciate that viewer, and I appreciate everybody who's gonna view this. And now I got to go do something else for one of my other channels for this for tonight. So thank you guys so much. D Train's bunk. Don't let the bunk get you down. Just double down, baby. Come on. Peace out.